So we're sitting to the front of our chair, so we've got halfway back in our chair. And then we're just going to zip up the pole of the body. And by that I mean lifting the perineum, which is the place we use, it's in between the two muscles we use to go to the bathroom. And you're just lifting that place, and you can kind of really concentrate on just lifting that place up, almost like a 30% lift. And then the sex organs, the same thing, just concentrate on lifting them up, 30% lift. And then the navel, imagine you're lifting the navel towards the spine, up and back on a diagonal. And then it's as if we're going to zip up the body all the way to the crown of the head. So we're going to come to the heart and just think of opening the heart, opening the chest, and then up to the throat. When we get to the neck, you're going to just lengthen the back of the neck. So it might be that you tend to have this posture where your neck is up. You're just going to dip the chin back down. So it's like the chin is just slightly down and the neck, the back of the neck is long. And then we're going to come all the way up to the brow and to the head. Imagine that you put on your crown and you're balancing your crown there. And then we're going to just lift up the toes. So in terms of our alignment of the feet, we want our hips to be kind of spread out, so they're hip width apart, and then align from there to your knees, and then from your knees down to your heels. And then just lifting up the toes, a little bit like chameleon toes, and spreading them out. Even if you have shoes on, that should work. And just spreading them out. And then we're just going to concentrate on slowing down the breath. So inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. 2 more times. This time inhale longer. Exhale. 1 more time. Exhale. Beautiful. So I'm going to show you what I call a C curve, which is basically this lift, which we call mulban, when we lift the perineum, the sex organs, the navel. And we're going to send those back, but we're going to keep our shoulders and our pelvis in line. So we're making almost like a C shape with the body. I'm going to show you this sideways as well. It's like a C curve. So we're going to practice with that. We're going to inhale to sit up super straight. And we're going to exhale to C curve. And when we're C curving, we want to keep our shoulders kind of up so we're not slouching down. Inhale, sitting up. Exhale, curving. And it's like we're really squeezing everything. It's like a little workout. Inhale, sitting up. Exhale, C curve. We're going to practice that a few more times. Inhale to sit up. But this time we're going to get the arms involved as well. We're going to start by just warming up the hands. This is also connected directly. They say that the hands are connected to the heart. So as you're doing this, you're opening your heart up, coming back to the heart, back to the self. And then we're going to inhale to reach up. Exhale, we're going to make our C curve. And as we do that, we're going to bring the hands to the center, just accentuating this idea of the curve. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, C curve. Inhale up. Exhale, C curve. 1 more time. Inhale up. Exhale, C curve. This time, inhale, reach up. And we're going to take one arm to the side of our chair. You can hold on to the side of your chair. And then we're going to exhale and just slide the arm down and enjoy that side stretch. Beautiful. Beautiful. Inhale, come up. Switching sides, other arm comes down, holding onto the side of the chair as you side stretch. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, side stretch. Inhale up, last one. Exhale, side stretch. Inhale, bringing both arms up again. Exhale, C curve, bring the hands down, and we're going to interlace the fingers, placing the left thumb on top and the right little finger at the bottom. And then we're going to place these hands behind the neck, like so, trying to get, if you've got hair, loose hair, trying to get underneath the hair, so we're making contact with the neck. We're going to do our C curve again, but this time we're going to inhale up and we're going to open the chest, open the heart. Exhale, contract, making the C curve. Inhale, open up, open out the chest. You can kind of use the hands to really relax as you open up the chest. Exhale, C curve. 2 more times. Inhale, open up. Imagine you're sunbathing on a beautiful beach. Exhale, C curve. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale, C curve. Inhale, sitting straight up, releasing that bind of the arms, and then just placing your hands onto your shoulders so the thumbs can be in the back, the fingers in the front. And we're just going to make a circle with the elbows. So the spine is the bit of the body, one of the bits of the body that most suffers when we're at the desk. So we're just waking up the spine, opening up the body, reminding it to sit up straight, and then reversing that shape, drawing the circles in the opposite direction. And then bringing the arms back to parallel with the floor, and we're going to just do some twists. We're going to look to the left, we're going to inhale, and we're going to look to the right, and we're going to exhale. Look to the left, inhale, look to the right, exhale. And then just seeing if you can speed these up. Last one. Inhale back to the center. Exhale. Facing the arms into a cross. We're now going to make a number 8 with our elbows. Again, moving that spine, getting that spine moving. So the spine naturally should move in 6 different directions. When we're at the desk, we move it in 9 directions. So we're just waking up that movement again. And then reversing that in the opposite direction. You might find that one direction is a bit clunkier. Just trying to breathe into the discomfort, breathe into the spaces that you get. Inhale to sit upright. Exhale. And then we're going to reverse. We're going to put the hand that was on the bottom. I find it helps me to just wake that hand up and then bring that out on top. That's it. Yeah. And then off we go again. Number 8 in one direction. Noticing this side is probably your tightest side. And breathing into those spaces, waking the body up. And then reversing. This is usually the most clunky side of all. Definitely on me. Breathing into those spaces. Seeing if you can go all the way around the corners with this side, because it's probably the most underworked side. And then inhale to sit up. Exhale. And releasing this spine, we're going to place our hand now onto the knees. We're just going to do a little bit of a hip waking up, and then we're going to do a super grind, another thing with the torso. So the hips, we're just going to move the feet across in diagonals, as far as they can go in one direction, and as far as they can go in the other direction. It might be that you're in a small space. We're just kind of oiling up the hips. Great. And then we're going to do the same thing. This is the more important one. We're going to take the hips out, so they're going to go in opposite directions. So it's like my toes are going toes, heels, toes, heels, and then coming back. And just doing as many as you can, oiling up the hips. It might be that you're super flexible and you can go really wide, or you've got loads of space. And then last one, taking the hips wide. And now we're going to go into Sufi grind. So the Sufi grind is like a big circle with the upper torso, making as big a circle as we can. And again, it's this kind of waking up of the pelvis, waking up of the torso, getting things moving again. Breathing into that stretch. Breathing into any places where you can kind of notice that they're tight or tense. And then once you reach the back, you're going to reverse that. We're going to focus a little bit on legs today. Last one, inhale to sit upright, super straight. Exhale and releasing. What we're going to do now is we're going to turn to one side, but you're going to leave the other leg back. We're going to turn that leg to face down. It's like we're making a kind of a right angle to open up the hip flexor. And you can just make sure that you're in line by putting your hands onto your hips and just checking that everything's kind of facing down to the floor. Your knees should feel comfortable. If there's any discomfort, then perhaps just bring it in, make it smaller. Opening out the hip flexor here. And you can kind of, if you think of the image of sending the knee down and really opening out your hip flexor here and breathing into that space. And then coming back to the center, we're just going to switch sides. So you might be able to just keep the feet exactly where they were and turn around the other way. And again, sending that hip down, opening out the hip flexor, breathing into that stretch. Inhale. Exhale, coming back to the center. So you've got your legs wide still, and then just bringing the hips back to widen it. If you come back in your chair, just coming back to the front of the chair. We're just going to do a few things to wake up the legs, because the legs are still too often. So the first thing you're going to do is just slide one foot forwards and flex the toes up as much as you can, stretching out your calf. And then bring that back. And the same thing on the other side, sliding the leg forward. So you can keep the heel on the floor, but really lift the toes back towards the body. And then sliding it back. We're going to do a few of those. Inhale, forwards, flex. Exhale, sliding it back. Inhale, forwards, flex. Exhale, back. One more, but this time we're going to bring up across an arm as well. Opposite arm. And coming back. So it's like the arms coming across the body. Two more, great, that's it, Christina. Last one. Now we're going to add to that, instead of sliding the foot, you're going to pick the foot up and you're going to twist the body. So we've got a twist and down, twist and down. So you're lifting the leg as high as is comfortable for you. Last set. From here, you're going to take the knee. So you're going to lift the leg up and take the knee. And it might be that that's enough for you. If that is easy, then you're going to take the toe. So the same arm as the leg. The first two fingers taking the big toe, and then the thumb coming on top of the nail of the toe. And you're just going to bring that out to wherever is comfortable for you and stretch that out. You might want to really flex the toes, so stretching out the ankle. Just taking a few deep breaths. It could be that your knees bend, that's absolutely fine. Inhale. Exhale. We're just going to see what happens if you let go of the toe but keep the leg up. Just for 3 seconds. 2, 1. Beautiful. And the same thing on the other side. So bringing the knee up, you can hold on. And then if you want to, holding onto the toe, the two fingers and the thumb is pressing the nail, bringing that leg up to wherever is comfortable for you. And then it might be that you want to bring the toes back towards the body for an extra stretch. And then inhale, let's see if you can just relax, release, hold on to that for 3, 2, 1, and release. Brilliant. And we're going to do a little bit of a core wake up now. So what you're going to do is you're going to lift your hips. It might be a bit noisy on my chair, and you're basically going to walk your hips forwards and back in your chair. Great. Strangely good workout in the chair. So I'm really moving my body forwards and back, getting my core woken up. Brilliant. Coming back to the front of the chair, grounding the feet again, and we're going to go now for a breath of fire to energize the body. Breath of fire is a kind of pulling of the navel towards the belly button, like we did earlier, but fast, as if someone's going to punch you in the stomach and you protect it. You pull in. As we do that, we exhale through the nose, and then we inhale to release. Yeah? So we're going to place the hands onto the knees. We're going to close the eyes and we're going to do breath of fire, thinking of this long through the body, wearing the crown on the top of the head, long in the back of the neck. Inhale, and here we go. Making this your last one. Long exhale. Keeping the eyes closed, we're just going to have 1 minute of rest. Keeping the eyes shut. The eyes are directly connected to our thoughts, so when the eyes are closed, it's much easier to be thoughtless, to allow the mind to rest. Slowing down the breath. And then bringing the hands back together. We're going to warm the hands up one last time. We're going to do 2 energizers to send you back. The first energizer we are going to do, using this warm hands, we're just going to give ourselves a face massage. We're going to place the hands onto the face and just use the heat from the hands to wake up the face. So you can use the fingertips to open the eyes, to massage out the forehead. And then we're going to do a little bit of tapping of EFT, emotional frequency technique. So we're going to use the pads of the fingers and we're going to tap the top of the head. And then round to the back of the head. So this is a proven technique to release stress in the body. And then around the sides of the head. Really using the pads of the fingers. And then around to the forehead. You can use quite a lot of kind of pressure or energy. And around to the sides of the eyes. Now maybe just using 1 or 2 fingers. And then under the eyes the same, just 1 or 2 fingers to tap under the eyes as you look up. And then down to the cheekbones and the upper lip where there's quite a lot of tension, so take a bit of time. Tap out that tension. Down into the jaw area. The jaw is one of the places we hold the most tension in the body. So really using that force, releasing that tension. Down into the neck area. And into the chest. The thymus, so we're also waking up. The thymus is really powerful in terms of immunity and boosting our system. So you can tap quite hard here. And it's been proven that this wakes up the thymus, which basically protects us from viruses. So if ever you're feeling anxious, just get tapping. And then into the underarm area. And the same thing on the other side. This is also really good for just helping the body to detoxify. Down to the tummy area. And as we move around to the back, you might want to make your hands into fists. This is waking up all those internal organs, the kidneys, the liver, helping them do their job. Also quite fun to make a sound effect as you're doing it. And then come down to the pelvis area and the thighs, waking them up, energizing ourselves before we go back to work. If you want to come all the way down to the calves, release out the neck at the same time, down to the feet. And then we finish with a big inhale up. And exhale, send the energy from the feet all the way down, sorry, from the head all the way down to the feet. Inhale up. Exhale, send the energy. You can use the word schwa if you want to. One more time, inhale up. Exhale, schwa all the way down the body. And taking that beautiful energy with you. Thanks very much, everyone.